class. It's time to continue studying the toy card. Again, toy card, the sound for the toy card is oi. OI says oi, blank OY says oi. Okay, now let's go ahead and reread the toy cards from the last lesson. Okay, so take a look. Hold on, let me make this. Oh, actually, I need to do one more thing. Um, I need to make the cursor bigger. You see, nice and big. Okay, so let's go ahead and reread our spelling words from our last lesson, from our last toy card lesson. Okay, let's take a look at eyes, then mouth, and coin, boil, boiled, boiling, noise, joy, soy, toy. Now remember, class, if I'm going too fast, you can pause the video so that you can go back and reread these again on your own, or pause to read the word and then uh, press again to continue. Okay, now let's go over to this column of words here. It's some new words that we're going to blend. First, like I said, first try reading with your eyes. You blend it in your mind, and then you say it. If that's too hard, that's why I say read it with your eyes. If that's too hard, then you can move your lips to try to sound it out. Then you say it, or you can whisper it, and then say it out loud. If that's too hard, then you could sound it out sound by sound. But right now, we're going to practice reading with our eyes. So take a look. We'll read it together. And soil. Okay, I put the seed in the soil, and then the plant sprouts or grows from it. Okay, next. Roy. His name is Roy. So we know that Roy, well, you may or may not know, but Roy is a boy or a man's name. Okay, and that's why it has a capital R. It's the name of a noun. This is a proper noun, a special name. Okay, next. And voice. Okay, his voice is very soft, so his voice was very soft, so we asked them to speak louder. Voice. So this one might be a little tricky. V, oi, s. Now this C sounds like an S. That's a soft C, because when there's a C followed by an E or an I, the C becomes soft C. Okay, and I can remind you by, let's take a look at our sound spelling cards. Okay, let me take that out for you to see. Soft C, s, s, s. That's the sun card. Let's zoom in on the sun card. Hold on, okay, there. Sun card, s, s, sun. S says s. CE says s. The C says s, soft C. The C here says s, soft C. Now, sometimes when you have a soft C, you hear the short I, like cinnamon, or here cent, like I have 5 cents. Okay, so I just thought I'd do a quick review of soft C. So again, let's take a look at that word again. Eyes, then mouth, and voice. Next. Boy. He is a boy. Next. Spoil. Okay, spoil. We have a consonant blend. S and P says sp, sp, sp. You blend it. OI says oi, then L. Spoil. Okay, if you leave the food out, well, if you leave, like, let's say, if you leave the meat out of the refrigerator, it will spoil. That means that it will go bad. It won't be any good to eat anymore. Okay, next, let's go here, eyes then mouth, and enjoy. Okay, I enjoy watching movies. That means that you like it. You like it. You enjoy it. And this one has 2 syllables. If we clap it, enjoy. First syllable says en, and next syllable says joy. And then the rule, two consonants, you break it up between the consonants. Here, the N and the J are consonants, so you break them up. N, joy, separate them. Then that's how you get your two syllables. Okay, next. This is looks like a big word. Take a look at it. Try to read it on your own. And ready together. Pointed. I didn't know who he was talking about, so he pointed to the person. When you point, you use your pointer finger to point or to show where the direction of where someone is. Now, we see ed just like we did last time, ed, and then ing gives you clues that this is a verb, and this happened in the past. Yesterday I pointed at my friend. Okay, when someone wanted to know who I was talking about, right? So the base word is point and the ending is ed. Now this could say ed or d or t. Now let's see, point t. Nope, doesn't sound right. Pointed. Nope. Pointed. So this sounds like ed. Pointed. Okay. Now it's time to read our decodable. Okay, let me make this bigger. And take a look at the cover. Look at the picture. Okay, try to make predictions. What do you think this story might be about? Okay, and you could try reading the title on your own first. Now, if you had a real book, you could flip the page to get more clues, right? You'd see here the boy is reading with the girl, and here's the boy again. Um, if you're telling yourself that it looks like this boy is at school and looks like he has a friend, so maybe you turn another page and you'd see, oh, big clue. Looks like there's a teacher that wrote something on the board. So you might say to yourself, I think this story might be about a boy who is at school. Now, you might be wondering, why is he holding onto the bag of chips and an apple? Looks like he's thinking about something, huh? Now, if you read the title, that could give you more clues. So let's go ahead and read the title now that we browsed it. And Roy makes a choice. Oh, so remember I told you that Roy is a boy or a man's name? So if you think that he is Roy, then I think you're right. When we read, we'll find that out. Okay, also, we see our toy card sound. Oi, Roy, and then choice. Oi, oi, choice. Okay, and then choice. Choice means you get to pick something. Make a choice. That means pick something. So it looks like he's trying to make a choice between the apple and the potato chips. So let's go ahead and read to see if our prediction is correct. Before we do, let's review our toy card words. Okay, this is a toy. This is a coin. Okay, and if I use adjectives, I'll say this is a colorful toy. This is a shiny coin. And here we see soil. Okay, and you could say here is the brown soil. Okay, next we have our high frequency words. Let me see, can I zoom in? Let me try to zoom in. I like doing that. So high frequency words. Okay, you can repeat after me. Buy. Okay, I buy food at the supermarket. Next, only. Okay, let's see. I only want one bag of chips, please. I only want one pencil. Thank you. Okay, next. And through. It's a long word and it's tricky because you might want to say ow. Oh, look, OU says ow, right? We studied that from the cow card, but we don't say trao. For now, how would you know how to say that? Well, if you read that word in a sentence, you would say something like this. Okay, the basketball went trao the hoop. So then you would say, wait, no, through the hoop? It went through the hoop? The basketball went through the hoop. So that's one way you can figure out how to say it. But if you don't read it in a sentence like that, that's why I'm here to teach it to you. Through. Now remember, it sounds like the other through, spelled Threw. That's where you threw the ball. Like, so actually, you can use both words in a sentence. I threw the basketball through the hoop. Okay, so through is a homophone. It's a word that it's a word that sounds the same but it's spelled differently, or words that sound the same but are spelled differently. Okay, next we have walk. Okay, this rhymes with talk and chalk. I think we've seen the word talk spelled Talk. So you might realize or figure out that it's a rhyming word. Walk, talk, chalk. Okay, so again, the title and author, let's see. Roy Makes a Choice. Okay, by Tammy Swan. Okay, next. And let me turn the page. Okay, and it says, okay, I think I'm gonna zoom in. I kind of like doing that. Hopefully, it won't distract you. Okay, let's go ahead, read it together. And boys and girls, we will write about things that grow, said Mrs. Foy. Join a partner and keep the noise down, please. Okay, and on the board she wrote things that grow. Now, let me slide over here so I can do that. And go. Let's pick how food grows. Let's pick how food grow. Okay, that didn't sound right. Maybe I didn't say it right. Let's pick how food grows, Roy said. That's a great idea. We all like to eat, Joy pointed out. Okay, so here Joy pointed out doesn't mean that she's pointing to something. Here it means that she noticed something. Joy noticed something. That's a great choice. We all like to eat. Joy noticed, or Joy understood. So here, that's what that means. To point out means you understand something, or you show someone that you understand something. Okay. Let's read that again. So now that we clarify what Joy pointed out means. Okay, ready and let's pick how food grows, Roy said. That's a great choice. We all like to eat, Joy pointed out. Okay, let me zoom in. And so take a look at the picture. I don't want to forget to remind you to stop and look at the picture for clues. They seem to be looking at a computer screen. And they're pointing at crops. Okay, let's see. And Roy and Joy went on the web. They made this list. Number 1, crops grow in moist soil. Food must get to the stores quickly so it won't spoil. Okay, and just to clarify, crops grow in moist soil. So we know that we need to put water in soil, and when we put water in soil, it gets wet. So if you figured out that moist means wet, then you're correct. Crops grow in wet soil. So that's what moist means. We figured out by using context clues. Okay, next page. Let me zoom. So now we're on page 5. Okay. And if I were to stop here and say, what have we read so far? It's always a good idea to check. Do we understand what we're reading? Okay, we know that it says here that they're making a list about how crops grow in moist soil. If we go back, we can say that they are learning about things that grow. Oh, okay. So they said, let's pick how food grows. So now they're wanting to find out how food grows, because we know that other things grow like animals and fish, but here where we need to clarify, are only studying about things that grow in soil. Well, things that grow, and it looks like they're choosing things that grow in soil like crops, which is why it says here crops grow in moist soil. Food must get to stores quickly so it won't spoil. Okay, so again, now we understand what they're doing. They're studying about food that grows, not animals that grow, but food or fish. It's about food. Number three in their list, because it says they made this list. And go. Farmers work hard to grow the food we buy. Okay, now notice this was a long sentence, so sometimes you'd have to chunk it. And of course, we can use our decodables to practice our fluency. I didn't read that fluently, so I know I have to stop and try again. Like this. Farmers work hard to grow the food we buy. So I decided to chunk it right here. Farmers work hard, actually here. Farmers work hard to grow the food we buy. Think about them when you walk through a market. Think about who? The farmers that work hard, right? Okay, so let's read this page again, page 5. Now we'll read it fluently because we had to reread a couple of times, or at least I did. And now I'm going to read it knowing that I can read it fluently and chunking it correctly. We'll do it together and go. Farmers work hard to grow the food we buy. Think about them when you walk through a market. Okay, and again, class, if I'm going too fast, remember you can pause it so that you can catch up and read this at your own pace. Then, when you're ready to go to the next page, you can press play and then we'll move on, like now. Okay, take a look at the pictures. I'll leave both here so you can see both. Okay, you might notice that, oh, looks like they're preparing the food. And I think they're sharing they're sharing what they learned. Maybe they wrote about it and now they're sharing it with the class. So let's read to see if that's true. Let me go to this is page 6. Ready and go. A man showed healthful ways to make veggies. I got stuck there, so I'm going to read it again. A man showed helpful ways to make veggies. Okay, now veggies kind of sounds like vegetables, right? But that's a funny way of saying, that's a cute way of saying vegetables. Some people say veggies. Okay, let's keep going and excuse me, I need to drink some water. And I need a cough. Sorry about that. Okay, and brush them with only a bit of oil. Put them on a foil and broil them. Okay, so if you need to clarify something, maybe you need to clarify what broil means. If you see that sometimes you know that, I'm sure you know that you put oil on your food, right? So they put oil on the food, then they put them on a foil, like that aluminum foil, that shiny metal paper. It's not paper, but it's metal, but it's very thin. You put it underneath the food and then you broil them. If you figured out that broil means to cook it, then you're right. You broiled it. Sorry, I'm I'm choking again. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully I'll stop. Um, let's see. Next page. Okay. And let's keep going. The next day, Roy and Joy read a poem to the class. Thank you, farmers who toil on the soil. You grow so much. We can broil, bake, and boil. Awesome. Okay, it sounds like it's the end of the story. Uh, let's just make sure we go back and reread for fluency. Remember, one thing you can do is one trick you can do is if you want to reread this decodable on your own, you can turn down the volume completely off so you don't hear me. Then go back to the beginning of the story and press play so that the pages are turning so you can and then what you do, pause it, and then you read it, and when you're ready, press play, and it'll go to the next page. Then pause it, and then you read it, and then when you're ready to go to the next page, you press play. So I'm giving you a little trick that you can do so you can reread the story on your own, and you won't hear my voice. Just turn the volume all the way down on your iPad, and then go back to the beginning of the story, press play, and let the pages turn. But you can press pause so that you can read it at your own pace. Okay, so that's a little good strategy, so you can go back and reread this decodable on your own without my voice. Just mute me. Okay, so um so it looks like this is the end. Oh no, there's one more page. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, I think if you say you see people clapping, I think you're right. And look, I see the word clap. So if you see this, you can say oh, I think that word says clapped, because they're putting their hands up like they're going to clap. But we have ed, so it'll say clapped. So let's see if we're right. Okay, let me zoom in. And no, that's not zoomed in. There we go. And go. The class liked Roy and Joy's poem. They clapped loudly. Oh, and I remember at the beginning of the story, I said that they're both friends. So not only are they friends, but they're partners. They were partners in writing their poem about food. Okay, so now it's the end of the story. Okay, so again, I already told you what you can do to go back and reread the story on your own by muting my voice and pressing pause and play. Okay, so let's go over some words that were in the story. Okay, we'll read it together. And boil, boys, broil, choice, foil, join, joy, moist, Mrs. Foy, noise, oil, pointed, Roy, soil, spoil, toil. Okay, so now by the time I recorded this video, about 13 of you and your parents came by to get your materials from the classroom. So if you haven't come by the school is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to about 1 p.m. You can go ask Mr. Ochoa to let you into the classroom, and I put all your materials in a bag with your name on it. In that bag, you have your math books, your grammar books, and then your decodables. I gave you all these decodables that I'm reading uh, to you, so that uh, if you don't want to reread using the iPad, you can take out your little decodable and read that. But you need to come by the school and pick up everything. I put in a bag for you. So you can let your parents know that the school's open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then tell your parents that to go get your school materials and then to take them home. And then you can use them in the lessons that I'm doing here. Okay, I want to try teaching some math lessons too. And I'm going to ask you to get your math book out, okay, or maybe your grammar book. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because here you have, if you come into school to get your bag of your school materials, you can reread Roy Makes a Choice with the real decodable. But if you don't have it yet, then you can reread it here using the iPad and my YouTube video. Okay, so I thought I'd just let you guys know. Okay, so let's reread the sight words. And by, only, through, walk. Okay, now let me. So, here are your spelling words. I'm gonna leave it like this, nice and big, so that you can pick 3 of these words and use them in a sentence. Okay, now I am going to play a video. Okay, I usually play in the beginning, but this time I I didn't play it in the beginning, so I'll play it at the end. Okay, maybe it's a nice way to end our lesson, right, with a fun song for the toy card. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, you can rewind and play it again. Okay, so let me go ahead and get it ready here.
The sound of oi. We enjoy singing I. Come on and sing. We enjoy singing I. Come on and sing. Enjoy. Enjoy. I. Oi. Soil. Soil. Oi. Coin. Coin. J. Oi. Join. Join. B. Oi. Oil. Oil. We enjoy singing I. Come on and sing. We enjoy singing I. Come on and sing. Enjoy. Enjoy. I. B. Oi. Oi. Boy. Boy. Oi. Oi. Toy. Toy. Oi. Oi. Soy. Soy. J. Oi. Joy. Joy. We enjoy singing I. Come on and sing. 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 Enjoy. Enjoy. I. Soil. Coin. Join. Oil. Boy. Toy. Soy. Joy.
Okay, so I want to end it like that with the song. That was fun. And so actually, I'm going to end it with your spelling words. So again, pick three of these words and use them in three sentences and take a picture of it and send it to me on Class Dojo. Thank you. I'm really enjoying looking at all your work. And I will see you on Class Dojo.